How many of you have gone camping and you wake up in the morning to the smell of fresh pine, salty ocean water? You can't help but smile. But how would you feel if the only place you could find to live in the U.S. was right behind a landfill? The U.S. has over 3,000 active landfills and about 10,000 old municipal ones, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. Because of this lack of recycling and the lack of using recyclable materials, the amount we put in our landfills is rapidly expanding. I have taken an interest in this since I was a junior in high school when I worked at a surgery center that didn't recycle. I put it upon myself in my off hours to get them a recycling program going on and help them use recyclable materials so that we can save our planet. Recycling, it's a frugal way to live and a fun way to live life. Recycling and using recyclable materials is important because it protects the earth and it's a good steward of what God has given us. It's cheaper and it can make you look really cool to your friends. But what is recycling? It's the process of collecting, sorting, cleaning, treating, restoring, and then converting the materials that would otherwise have become solid waste into raw material for new, reused, or restored products. Here are the items that I would please urge you all to join me in recycling: paper, plastic, glass, cartons, and metals. The purpose of today's presentation is to inform you all on the need to recycle and how fun it can actually be. The bottom line, we need to start recycling yesterday. The purpose of today's it would greatly decrease the need for landfills that are rapidly expanding, keeping them out of your backyard. Today, we are going to briefly look at why we need to continue to improve the recycling, what you can do to help the planet in this way, and to help picture it when it will be giving y'all fun, integrative ways to reuse a product. When organic material such as food scraps and green waste is put into a landfill, it is generally compacted down and covered. Okay? This removes the oxygen and causes it to break down in an anaerobic process, and eventually this releases methane, a greenhouse gas that is 20 times more potent than carbon dioxide. So not only for the sake of the environment do we need to recycle, but God calls us to in Genesis 2:15, and this says, "The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and keep it." In Numbers 25, we are told not to pollute the land or defile it. And now that I've given you a couple reasons of why we need to improve, I'm going to tell y'all a few things that you can do individually to help improve the situation. You can recycle your water bottles, or even better, use reusable water bottles. Recycling doesn't just mean putting paper and plastics and cardboard into specific bins. It means finding new ways to not use products like that. When we get sick, we use tissues nonstop. A different way to do that is to use a handkerchief. You can make money off recycling. If you save plastic and cans and turn them into a recycling plant, you can get money for them. And most importantly, find ways to not use trash products. At the bottom of this slide, it says www.rethinkrecycling.com. And this is a website that has numerous ways, both in your office and in your house, to stop using things that will be thrown into landfills and use non-trash-like products so that we can keep our nature. So after we looked at ways that you can do this, I want you to picture this. Picture a landfill. You can use my picture or picture in your head all the dirt and plastic that you see, and then picture a plane. This is an African plane. This is a picture I took when I was in Malawi. It's not have any trash. Picture that. Picture a planet like this. Or If you can't stop using trash products, turn them into something else. Here's an old suitcase that doesn't work anymore but was turned into a couch. Old crates of wood that were turned into tables, an old bicycle wheel turned into a clock, bicycle tires turned into a chair, and glass bottles used for nightstands. As you can see in this slide, there's a lot of ways to be fun and inventive in what you do. I want you guys to walk away from this presentation not just going away and putting plastic bottles in the blue bin. And although that's helpful, recycling is also, it's a practical way to help the environment, and it can be lots of fun, as seen here. It's a fun hobby of mine to be creative with old things and think of new ways to reinvent another man's treasure into every man's treasure.